Now, right there, I don't know what happened towards the end of the intro, but you know what though? It's okay. How's it going, E-Tribe? Hope you all are doing great. This is E-Vlog coming to you live, and welcome back on the continuation on Bleach. Chapter 652 all the way to 656, and if possible we can continue or we can go further depending on the time that I have here. So towards the ending of the previous chapter, I got to say that Stan Rita X is one tough SOB. I mean, after everything Shinsu has done to this man, pushing Shinsu to release his Bankai, still, after all that, this man will not just die and get on with it. He continues to come back, he continues to re-emerge again, leading to the point now Nanao will have to step in on behalf of Shinsu to take care of Stan Rita X, and I'm not even sure if that will help. So without further ado, let's check out the next chapter 652, and see what took place here. Going to see what took place here. So chapter 652, page 1, we see Nanao releasing Shinken Hakoyuken. Theater Suicide Scene 6. What is this sword of yours? It shines with a rather vulgar brightness. It is so bright I can't even see the blade. It is hideous. Okay, it is hideous. Is that so? Good. So Nanao responds to him, is that so? Good. This sword opposes gods and reflects their power. If it appears to your eyes to be shining, then that means it is scattering the divine light you emit. Right? I have no idea what you're talking about, but it certainly doesn't feel bad to be called a god. Okay, that takes us to page 2. And in that moment, Nanao, wasting no time, goes after Stan Rita X. Stan Rita X looks so hideous at this point. Okay, I can't take something that precious from you. It only exerts influence over those of the Issei clan. No misfortune will befall you merely for possessing it. You are the only person outside of the Issei clan whom I can depend upon. So please, the first thing I noticed was the hairpin. Hey, check that guy out. I hear he's a Goti 13 captain. They say he's here to see the headmaster. After hearing that exchange, I looked upon your back from afar and saw you had a very conspicuous women's kimono draped over your shoulders. It was a common pattern you could find anywhere, and I thought to myself, Mom used to have one just like it and left it at that. But those hairpins looked exactly like my mother's. That takes us to page 3. Oh, you got squad 1? Nice. Yes, I got squad 5. Isn't Vice Captain Eisen so cool? But their captains are widow. He's got long hair. You are just saying that because he's not your type. Ha 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 ha. Huh? Squad 8? Oh, you made it into the GOTY 13? That's amazing, Subarashi, becoming a squad member at such a young age. You are really something, Nanano-chan. Shortly after my mother died, I was taken in by an old couple whom I would never seen before. I had never seen before. We are gonna have to celebrate today. Supposedly, they were related to the Issei. Still, the two of them took care of me as if I were their own daughter. After I entered the Spiritual Arts Academy, I was issued an Asachi, but I wasn't able to make it my own. My natural talent for Kudo, however, was recognized and I was able to take the squad entrance examination early. Being without a Zenpactor, I figured I could probably make it in the Kido Corps and submitted a request for assignment. But for some reason, I was assigned to Squad 8. Good afternoon, I am your captain, Kieruku Shunsi. Ah, it's time. I go easy on the girls, so relax. The guy with the hairpins, and I am just like this with the guys. When I saw you after I had joined Squad 8, you had changed your kimono and taken out the hairpins. It was when that I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt. So it was him. This is the man that Mom gave something precious to back then. Do you intend to cut me with that sword? Very well, go ahead and try. There is no sword that can cut before you could finish that story. That sword is about to cut his hand off. And indeed, the sword severed his hand. Right? He defended. He should have been completely off guard. Ha ha ha! I was thinking about the strangeness of that sword, but then I got a good look and saw that it doesn't even have a blade. Actually, attacking someone with a sword like that is a clear sign that it's dangerous. Dangerous! To think that you could really cut my body. But that is as far as you're going to get. You should have made sure that your last attack killed me. And at this point, Stanrita X, Lille, right? He is now generating a huge amount of energy. And Nanao is watching this. An emissary of God will not be cut off guard a second time. I blamed myself. the death penalty. Yes, apparently the Central 46 found her guilty of losing a sacred treasure. Sorry, a sacred treasure. It seems her execution was carried out yesterday. Sorry, I guess I shouldn't have said anything after all. Not at all. I am glad I was able to get the news so quickly. Thanks. It's my fault. Why? Why does everyone entrust me with the thing they value most and die? I am not even any good at dealing with heavy stuff. Nanano-chan, I can't ever take that sword back. Nanano-chan, take this weight off of my shoulder. Let me protect you. Here we go. And in that moment, Nanano-chan, ooh. In that moment, Shinso gets back up to assist Nanano. Baby, hold your hand. And that brings us to the end of chapter 652. Let's go right away to chapter 653. All right, Shinsu is back up, guys. You know, that's what I'm looking forward to. Hopefully he's gonna unleash his Bankai again, and we'll see what becomes of it, how he's going to utilize it this time. Or maybe there is something behind that sword that he knows that Nanano does not know. So, huh? You're only gonna use one? Why? You take the other one. It gives me strength to know that there is an object shared between us. When you are away from me, pouring hollows. What's that look for? Ouch! Why don't you go home and study or something, dumbass? Konoyaro, bakayaro. Hey bro, you have really mellowed out. I don't think so. If I seem to have mellowed out, then that's probably because her kindness is making it appear that way. I believe that's young Shinsu over there, and the other one is his older brother. And we see the hairpins again, right? The theater suicide scene 7, 2 hairpins, 1 shadow. And we go back to the dialogue once more, and at this point so many Ritsu is falling, and Nanano is trying to dodge it or defend herself. I had no idea that picking up a sword and fighting would be this scary. And we see blood dripping out of someone, probably Nanano or Shinso. I have been cut. It might have been that light that just got deflected. This pain, it hurts. So this is how badly it hurts when you get cut. It hurts. I am scared. My legs won't move. And then in that moment, Shinso appears and to give, to strengthen her beliefs or her morale. Captain! Captain! And in that moment, Stanrita X is now firing his Ritsu everywhere, his particle Queen C energy, and he sees Shinsu with Nanano. So you have shown yourself. How unbelievable, joining the battle from behind your subordinate. What an awful captain! Hear my trumpet and perish. And stand with the X gears and ready. And Shinsu says, no, no, no. Here we go. It will be okay. I will be behind you, supporting you. Yes, it's as though his kindness is flowing into me. I came back here intending to support him, but in the end, I am the one being supported. I can't stand on my own, so he always supports me. Takes us to page 6. And Stan Ritter is gearing with this huge trumpet of his. And ooh, in that moment, Stan Ritter X has been someone cut his arm off. Like a huge reach. Huh? He's surprised at this point, and we see Nanano. She looks so motivated and ready to go. She's no longer doubting herself. Yes, I see. Naruhodo, you were saying something about repelling the power of God. To repel the power of God, that is such a grievous sin. And he continues to fire his Ritsu once more, and we get a funny looking picture, or a nice picture of Naruto Shippuden and Hunter x Hunter, two of one of my favorites anime. And that takes us to chapter 654. And we see a lot of Spartacle Ritsu from Stan Ritter X. Dead man standing. Okay. And these are ferocious Spartacle energy. And Shinso and Nanano stood their ground. And in that moment, Shinsu grabs Nanano. You did great, Nanano. Captain, now then. How about we go now, run after everybody else? Huh? Wow. Captain. And Shinsu falls again. Ah, damn. At this point, Nanano is concerned. Guess we will do it after we have had a little rest. Dead man standing. And okay, I see what is going on here. There is some type of a barrier covering them. Ah, what is this raining down upon us? Oh my, what are they doing? And we see Aizen Suzuki sitting down. It seems to have died down. What the heck was it though? Hey, look over there. What's that? Over there, right where one of those lights landed. I saw some weird shining thing come out. And in that moment, a huge energy ignites. Oh, the pain is incredible. My Hilligin Shechin is gone. To fall from the heavens and lose my halo? Why? Is it almost as if I have become a sinner myself? Whoa. Something happened to Stan Ritter X. He has lost his halo. He's spinning his head or something. It looks like a duck. I will not forgive you, Kyuraku Shinsu. Even your death will not be enough to satisfy me. Though my Helligen Shefin may be gone, and my divine powers alongside it, I care not, for even without my divine powers, I will be quite capable of stomping all over this soul society you longed to protect until it turns to dirt beneath my feet. And it seems like he created 4 clones of himself or something. What the heck are these things? And in that moment, a huge energy ignites and fires towards Stan Ritter X. Page 5. At this point, one of the head of his clone is cut off. Killed him. You killed him. What noisy screech these birds make. It's an awful sound. Echoes right through my What is it? That's Kira. What is he doing here? That's Kira. What? Who are you? A dead man. Suya. Man, I finally wake up, and this is the sight I am greeted with? With all this mess everywhere, I am not sure if the likes of me surviving will even be enough to protect it all. We will see. Okay guys, E-Tribe, my precious E-Tribe, what in the blue moon is going on here? How is Kira still alive? Because you and I saw what happened. On my second video, he died. And the dialogue goes back to Stan Ritter M fighting the likes of Abarai Renji, Byakuya. You're a real cocky one. Just how many captains and lieutenants have the Gotu 13 do you think you are dealing with here? As if you ever stood a chance on your own. And Stan Ritter X smiles a little and says, I don't stand a chance? Is that what you think? Well then, if I do prevail over you all, wouldn't that just be a fine miracle? With a smile on his face, because you know, he smiles, and that brings us to the end of chapter 654. Now 655. Do you know when the phenomenon known as a miracle occurs? If a miracle were to occur at an ordinary moment, nobody would think of it as such. Oh, you were pretty lucky there. Strange things do happen. That's all they will think. The miracle. Abarai pauses. The hell are you getting at? And he responds, right? Congratulations on injuring me so grievously. as might be expected from Captain Class warriors of the Gotti 13, a miracle is malicious because it occurs when all seems lost. And in that very moment, something is happening to Miracle. Captain, I will finish him. Sweet! Byakuya takes his head off. Byakuya Kuchiki takes... What? Was it really necessary to go this far? Yo, dumbass. That guy had another trick up his sleeve. And from the way he was talking, it was a trick big enough to make him think he could turn his whole thing around in one shot after he had seen everything we had got. If we didn't go this far, there is no telling what might have happened. Ain't that right, Captain Kuchiki? And Kuchiki turns around. Let us move on. He doesn't take any chance, that one. Scary guy. Mudada! Oh man. Huh? Before they could take another step, a huge foot or something else happens. What in the blue moon is going on? With what the? Is this a foot? And they are looking on. And Stanritter M Miracle has grown so he has become a giant. Like one of those Attack on Titan giants. Holy crap! Holy. Standing above them with his head intact. What the hell is going on? My name is Gerard Valkyrie. My shrift is M. Gerard the Miracle. My power is to exchange anything damaged with a replacement the size of a god. Let me say this once more. Congratulations on injuring me so gravely. As might be expected from Captain Class warriors of the Gotti 13, for this I have grown to a greater size. And he plucks off the roof of the building. I have grown to a greater size than ever before, and he chunks this huge rooftop of a building, and it hits the ground, but the warriors managed to evade it. And he didn't stop there. He goes after Shinji. Ooh, and slaps the ground. Hinamori, Captain Hiraku. And Byakuya attacks that hand, and Miracle blocks it. Or probably it didn't do anything to him at this point, and he attacks Byakuya. Captain, brother, and he blows the ground. Powerless, so terrifying it must be to be powerless, but do not cry in anguish. For no matter how much you cry out, no miracle will save you. Jeez, Lou, that takes us to chapter 6, 56. Now I feel sorry for our guys, man. God of Thunder. And he's laughing. Oh, so even Gerard-san has gone and used his Shetshrift now. Well, with even Lille-san taken out, I guess it's only natural. Though, of course, I have my doubts whether that guy will even have noticed. Sorry about that, guys. I had a phone call, a stupid phone call actually. Now let's continue. I have my doubts whether that guy will even have noticed that Lille-san been defeated. Maybe I should take this opportunity to fill you in a little on the Sechstafield. The leader of the Sechstafield is Lille-san. He was the first Quincy ever to be granted a shaft by His Majesty. None can argue his position, but the two remaining members of the Shetstafield, Paneda-san and Gerard-san, they had their own powers already before His Majesty had a chance to grant them any. Quincy, who were never granted powers by His Majesty at all. Those are the only two Quincies in the whole of the Stanritter whose Chefdrift is merely a name given by His Majesty to the powers they already possessed. So there is no end of rumors about who or what those two really are. I have heard tales that Paneda-san is actually the Spirit King's left arm. Okay. So based on what he's saying, Gerard-san and Paneda, they are the two of the strongest. Right? They are two of the strongest or whatever. Let's continue. And Gerard-san is the Spirit King's heart. Oh, now I don't know where all this nonsense about the Spirit King is coming from when they are both clearly Quincy. But having witnessed their outrageous powers, I can see why people would want to compare them to something so out there. Don't you agree, Ichigo? Oh wait, I guess you can't hear me. I kind of like this ice skin, you know, even though he's a bad guy. I dig his character a little bit. I really dig it. He has paralyzed Ichigo. God of Thunder, Kurosaki-kun, stay back. Brazo Dirichad, Gianty. And Sedo taps into his power. And of course he missed. Askin evaded his attack. And what is this? I can't. You can't stand, right? Gift bad. Gift bad, poison bad. Anyone who steps into this pool of mine, though they won't outright die, will have their resilience to something of my choosing severely reduced. My choice this time was spirit particles. In other words, right now you are being exposed to the high spirit particles density here in Wahalet or Walwet to the point that it is poisoning you. Spirit particles poisoning? Yep, my ability is all about little doses. Normally, I use it to manipulate the little dose of a substance of my choosing, killing off enemies. But to do that, I have to take large quantities of that substance into my own body. Like if I want to use blood, I have to drink a ton of them. But right now, I have been drinking a lot of caffeine lat and I am feeling kind of bloated. So until I get thirsty again, I would like you to wait there a little while. Oh. One of my favorite characters. That's an awfully strange request to make. If your enemies are immobilized, why don't you just wring their necks? Are you serious? Bambi asked me the same thing a long time ago. It creeped me out then, and it's creeping me out again now. Haven't you ever heard of a thing called delicacy? And in that moment, asking engages Yorochi, and Yorochi evades his attack. What is this delicacy of which you speak? Is that what you call it when you underestimate your foes? Not exactly. It's about defeating my enemies in my own style. My style of fighting is to rely entirely upon little doses, walking up and strangling people. Sounds like a job better left to ladies like yourselves and Bambi. I see, Naruhodo. In that moment, Yorochi ignites. I can't say I am familiar with this Bambi girl you are talking about, but I presume you are saying it's a method for stunning beauties. I won't deny that both you and Bambi are attractive, but a woman's worth isn't in her face. Okay, it's in her fashion sense. And he shoots his Quincy energy, Yorochi. Yorochi, of course, sees it coming. She is very fast, as we know, and she grabs that arrow and fires fires it back and asking, and indeed she makes contact. I am sorry, you seem like quite a fun fella, but we are in a hurry right now. You see, we must be on our way. Okay, page 6. Oh, here comes Yorochi. Sonko Ranjin Senki. And man, this energy is enormous, guys. The energy that is oozing out of Yorochi, it is enormous. Now, Yorochi and Askin are going to engage in the next chapter, so I'm going to stop it here because I don't want this video to be too long. Tomorrow we will continue on where we left off because this is interesting, man. Thus far everything is I cannot say that I'm not shocked with everything that is going on so far, and it is an honor to be doing these chapters thus far. And I want to thank each and every one of you tribes out there. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for your support. I will also say that my reading skills is getting better and better, and I hope that it continues to get better and better, simply because when I first started doing manga reading, I was a little shaky, but as I do it often over and over again, with the tenacity, with patience, with persistency or persistent, I believe that it will get better. Things will get better. You can rest assured know that. So, how in the blue moon is Kira still alive? You guys got to answer me that. Each tribe answer that question for me. How in the blue moon is Kira alive? And is Stan Ritter X defeated? Has he been defeated? Is he gone and dead and gone and will not return? Because he has that neck, he has that persistency to him that always allows him to regenerate and recover and comes back and makes his next appearance. Is he gone? Are we over? Is it over with that fight? And what about Shinso and Nanao? Where are they? Those are the questions that I would like you guys to give me an answer to. So on that note, thanks for coming in. Continue to stay safe, stay classy, keep on keeping on.